A group of students film themselves on the way back to their campsite after shopping. The atmosphere inside the car suddenly shifted. Conversations broke apart, replaced by confusion and nervous laughter. As the camera turned toward the window, a faint figure appeared on the road just for a moment. The students panicked, unsure of what they had seen. They reversed the footage repeatedly, trying to pinpoint the exact moment the figure appeared. When viewed in slow motion, a pale face emerged on the side of the road, staring blankly at their passing car. Its eyes were lifeless, its expression devoid of anything human. The discovery chilled them, and they abandoned the campsite soon after, convinced that something had been watching them from the dark forest. In a shopping district emptied by emergency restrictions, the cameras continued their nightly surveillance. A woman ran across the frame, clearly in a panic. But when viewed closely, something even more disturbing appeared: that an arm reflected behind her, reaching toward her as if chasing her. Only part of the entity was visible, but it matched other reports where only fragments of spirits were seen. A group of friends enjoyed a barbecue gathering, laughing, cooking, and preparing drinks. The mood was cheerful until something unusual happened. As one of them reached for a plastic bottle on the right side of the frame, the camera captured a disturbing detail: an unfamiliar arm appeared behind him, as if grabbing the bottle at the same time. When reviewed closely, the arm seemed discolored and unnatural. The moment repeated again from another angle, and the shape was unmistakable. It resembled the head of Josu, a vengeful demon from folklore, biting into the man's right arm. Later, the same man was reportedly found burned near the barbecue area. In the ruins of an abandoned defense facility, a silent corridor stretched into darkness. A security camera captured the empty hall, its lone shelves covered in dust. Suddenly, a woman's reflection appeared in a piece of remaining glass, her face clear, turning as if searching for something. To be reflected at that angle, she would have needed to stand directly in front of the shelf, but the camera showed nothing in that space. Locals believed a spirit stayed behind in the ruins, endlessly wandering among memories of the past. 2 men visited the site of a well-known murder case in the Kandy region. In broad daylight, they entered the remains of a collapsed structure. Inside the ruins, they quietly searched for signs of spiritual activity. As they walked deeper into the cave-like interior, a third shadow suddenly appeared in a small adjacent room despite only 2 people being present. When replayed in slow motion, the figure stood clearly, as though observing them from the corner. The location was infamous. A woman had met a tragic fate there. Whether the figure was her lingering spirit or one of the perpetrators haunted by guilt remained unknown. In what should have been a lively fitness center, the building stood completely empty due to emergency restrictions. The security cameras kept recording as usual, capturing nothing but stillness until something moved near the large window. A shadow shaped like a man slowly appeared on the other side of the glass, leaning forward as if checking the room. Then it slipped away as though hiding. What made the footage disturbing was the fact that the window was on the 3rd floor, with no balcony, platform, or space for anyone to stand. Staff members later said the figure resembled an employee who had once worked there, a man they could no longer contact. A man demonstrated the technique of dowsing, explaining how the pendulum could detect water veins or hidden objects beneath the ground. His friend from overseas had recommended it, saying it was a common practice in the West. As he swung the pendulum above the soil, dust began to rise unnaturally. The camera captured something strange. His hand, covered in what looked like dark stains, gripped the pendulum tightly as if resisting an unseen force.
Yeah! Fucking creepy. See, Sikora. Actually, it's really weird. I'm not even fun. And Shiba, Tokyo. No mask here. I'll get going. Oh my fucking god. I don't think any mask power. It seems it's not like. But like. I just hang this thing now. So many. Okay. Okay.
The dust twisted in the air, moving in a way that suggested something was interfering with the reading. Some believed it was merely energy, but others insisted the dust reacted to a wandering spiritual presence. A shop owner frustrated by repeated theft set up a camera to catch the culprit. The footage revealed something far worse. At the end of the recording, a mysterious figure appeared, an eerie-looking man emerging from the bottom of the frame. He leaned toward the camera as if peering inside, his movements sudden and unnatural. The camera then cut off for unknown reasons. The owner later confirmed he had never seen the man before, living or otherwise. At a park installation set up after a series of incidents, a nighttime CCTV camera watched the area. Two people walked by, talking casually, unaware that the camera captured something unsettling. As they moved out of frame, an enormous face appeared on the right side of the screen, expressionless, watching them. It was impossible to tell whether it was male or female. The face lasted only a moment before fading. No similar figure was ever seen on that camera again. At a dangerous intersection prone to collisions, a security camera filmed the quiet crossroads. When the right turn lane paused, a woman appeared walking in the foreground. She turned toward the camera, her movement strangely calm. In the next instant, something seemed to rush into her from behind, causing her image to distort before she vanished. Yet the traffic continued as if nothing had happened. Locals claimed a female spirit often appeared at that intersection, and the footage seemed to confirm the rumor. Cameras were installed around Kayak Pond during maintenance. While recording the ground level view, the camera caught something chilling: a human head slowly rising from the old well in front of the building. After appearing briefly, it turned and sank back into the darkness. The expression was unclear, but the atmosphere carried a deep sadness. Wells were often sealed to prevent spiritual disturbances, and some believed the apparition belonged to a soul bound to the place long before the pond was renovated. A vending machine stood quietly in a corner of a park, its security camera recording every passerby. One night, a woman bought a drink as usual. But from the hole in the trash bin beside her, a face looked out, wide-eyed and watching her closely. When she walked away, the eyes disappeared instantly. No person could physically fit inside the bin. Whatever had looked out from within was never captured again. Finally, at a busy intersection that looked unusually quiet due to restrictions, a black car drove across the frame. Behind the vehicle, the camera captured a figure being dragged, only half of its body visible. The shape moved as though pulled beneath the car, yet the driver and nearby cyclist showed no reaction. the apparition vanished after crossing the intersection. Some believed it was the spirit of someone who had once died there, replaying the moment of tragedy. During a theater rehearsal, two members practiced a comedic scene using male and female dolls. The session was lively, with casual conversations filling the room. Eventually, the actors stepped out for a break, leaving the camera recording. While the room sat empty, one of the dolls suddenly shifted. Slowly, it lifted itself upright as if waking from sleep and then rushed directly toward the camera.
次の方どうぞ。先生は優しい方ですか？優しい方ですか？まず、あなたが悩んでいることを教えて。わかりました。それでは始めます。なんだ。
The footage shook violently before a woman's face filled the screen, her expression bold and disturbing. Analysts later described it as an impossible phenomenon, fueled by a deep emotional residue. Whatever lingered in that rehearsal room did not want to be ignored.
Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Bye bye.